I made some videos before on karma, the law of karma, and I mean, that's an endless subject. It's so complex, we can't even begin to really scratch the surface, but we can point to certain things. So say, what's karma? Everything's karma. The body you find yourself in, the situations you find yourself in, the parents, your evolutionary level of consciousness and capacity when you're born, the people you meet, your job, what you like, what you don't like, what you're attracted to, it's all karma. It's all karma. And it depends on our archetype in the play of gunas, rajas, tamas, sattvic. That determines the archetype. So some beings, they're going to be more rajistic, more energy, right? Others are going to be more tamasic. There's more inertia. Sattvic means balanced. So that makes up the 7 different archetypes. And then within that, you have the different doshas at play. The different, because every body, every form's made out of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. So there's a play of that. Some are going to predominate more in air element. Some, which then they're going to be more airy, more air, They see things really easy and they're quick-minded. Others more earth and water element. They're more emotional. They can just watch TV all day. Okay, you have all that to factor in. And karma works through all that. Our previous lives, what did we do? What did we not do? That determines the situations we have here, what imbalances we have, what our challenges are, etc. You have all that. So this is why it's a joke when people think they can just read a book or listen to some videos and then think, okay, I got it. I understood the awakening now. Yeah, you can't, man. This show is so much bigger than what we think we are. It's like, whoa. That's why the best thing is you surrender and you say, look, I don't know what the hell's going on. I might think I know, but really, I don't know. Like, how can I know? How can I, in this human form, with this limited, narrow construct of an existence, understand the totality of existence? There's no way I can know. Any insight, any intuitive downloads, any realizations that come, it's because grace gives it to this individual form. Grace is running the show. It helps with the karma. If you have certain obstructions in your body or in your mind or in your emotional circuitry or in your life situation, some heavy situations, you think that's not going to affect your ability to feel presence compared to if you didn't have any of that and you're living in some nice environment, nice spiritual atmosphere, and parents, guru comes over at night and eats dinner, has high-level satsang talk. What do you think? You think that person, maybe they can feel presence a little easier, don't you think? Compared to if you're like living in a war zone or an abusive environment, a family environment, or if your body has certain limitations and pains, agitations. You think that's not going to affect your ability or awareness of this inner presence? Of course it is. I've said before, though, your true self isn't trying to awaken. It's the human construct individual self that's in this play of karma and evolution and all these rules. It's trying to wake up. But grace is playing this human video game. It's like if you're playing a human video game, I've said it before, in the character, you're doing good, Super Mario Brothers, I like that game. It's like, it beat it. How many levels were there? Like 8? Yeah, you beat it. You got what happens at the end? Do you rescue the girl? There's always a girl that you gotta rescue. And so, where are we going? So the Mario, the character thinks that like, yeah, I did it. No, I did it. Silly. Give me the credit. Same thing. Grace is doing all this. It's not a you that's doing it. It's not you that can figure out awakening and understand intellectually what it is so then you can have it. It doesn't work that way. It's best to accept where you're at, be aware of your conditions and situation, and somehow let time do its thing. It's going to wash all this away at some point. It has to. It's inevitable. But the mind says, no, but I want it now. I look at the YouTube people and they look like they have it now. Yeah, they look like they have it now. It's a big burden that gets released when somehow you just, okay, I'm cool. You find one or two, one's better, people that you feel are a good guide for you. You tune into them via video, via book, or in person's best, and you just stay with that. There's opportunity. I'm doing satsang groups. September 17. I'm doing September 10 for semen retention for the guys. You can see my other channel, Beyond the Alchemy. But I'm doing the spiritual satsang September 17, and I'm trying to see, like, I want to, you know, I want those people that are really feeling it. Yeah, that's who I want. Otherwise, I don't want to do it. Like, what's the point? It'd be like work. Might as well go sell cars again. That really sucked. I don't know which is worse. But anyway, the website link is in the description box. Accept your karma. Accept your limitations and your obstructions. Don't listen to these people because it gives you brain damage. Don't watch somebody who has, you know, some of these public spiritual guru figures. They just look like their life's got it made, and all you got to do, man, is just realize like there's this presence. Like, that's all. You just realize that. It doesn't work that way. Or those that try to sell you some yoga package. It's like, no, this is what you need. Say, yeah, but I already know those postures. No. It's not blessed by such and such. See, that's what you're missing. It has to be blessed. Okay, can you give it to me? Yeah, $200. Don't think that there's some easy, simple technique, spiritual technique, or some spiritual teacher that can touch your forehead. I used to think that. That's why I went to India 20 years ago, something. I was like, I need to find somebody way up there that can just, like, do that to me. I arrived in India and I saw the madness of that place. Now it's even worse. My Indian friend keeps me up to date. It's like crazy now. Everything's, all the meditation and yoga is merchandised, and everybody's a guru, and, you know, too many Indian chiefs and no Indians and all that. But that's why I left this other place in Ecuador too. Same thing. It's like, man, just let me go out here in nature and play with dogs and cats, and I'm cool. This is why yogis leave and go to the Himalaya mountains. They're like, man, I don't want any of this. I'm done. Because either the people are just, they're just talking nonsense, and those that want to learn, they can't assimilate anything. They want to learn so then they can go do something great, you know. But you got to go through all these stages. And then so the yogi, I'm going to go chill in the mountains. I know I digressed. I was talking about something. Don't think there's some one yoga technique or some special thing that's going to save you. This is, man, why don't anybody talk about it? I don't know. There's some things, you got to go through it. You got to, like, go through the grind. Now, you can do things to help buffer that. You can be in a spiritual environment, a spiritual satsang group of your choice, and that will help buffer that. You know, like God puts that there because he's helping you through this karma. You can do that, but to just make it vanish, to think that you're just gonna, like, you know, I'm just gonna do this self-inquiry technique really good, and then realize, like, then it's just, I'm not gonna be affected by it. You can't control if you're gonna be affected by your karma or not. That's the karma. Is that you might need to be affected by it for a while. How long? Gosh, am I going to be affected by it? I don't know. I was affected by it for a long time. And still there's some level of affection. That sounded positive. It's not. There's still like that play. But by grace, not my doing, not because I did so much self-inquiry, something by grace, there's more space now between the human self, you can say, and my pure self. But see, grace does that. I couldn't do it. I tried to do it. That's the thing. That's why I'm saying it doesn't work. You can read all the books you want. I used to read all day and night in my 20s. Like literally all day and night. I think I messed my eyes up. I just read too much. I don't remember anything now. What the hell was I even reading? I don't know. Trying to find it. I gotta find it. Where's the answer? I know there's an answer. If I'm spirit, then I shouldn't be suffering. And all the Vedas and Bible and Shastras and Sutras and Bhagavad Gitas and all this stuff and Quran, like they're telling me what am I doing wrong? Like, why am I not experiencing like this peace that I know is in me? And then look at now the YouTube and the internet. Look at all these people. Wow, what's wrong with me? Why aren't I feeling this? Yeah. Most of them aren't feeling it either. This is the thing. They imagine they're feeling it. I want to give one last example about how strong the imagination is. But before that, I've shared this before, but I don't know. This just, I can't forget about it. I was in Gokarna in India. Gokarna is like one of these airy-fairy, spiritual places. It's like the place in Bali. I forgot the name of it. It's another spiritual community that's just like overrun with fluff. It's like makes my stomach hurt. So I was in Gokarna, and this guy obviously smoked some looked pretty damn good ganja. I never liked ganja. It made my nervous system restless. I liked like San Pedro. I still do. I want to do it. I haven't did it in a few years, but I'm open. I was in Gokarna, and the guy did something. I don't know what he did. And he's like dancing, and he's like pretending he's in ecstasy, but his face just looked like some kind of like puppet or like, I don't know. It was really weird looking. And I'm like amazed how like people were gathering around him, like, oh wow, you see, he's in ecstasy. And I'm like, oh man, is there something wrong with me? Like, am I missing something? Is he really in ecstasy? But Inner Sanction's like, no man, the guy's like tripping. But then why are they watching? Because they're tripping too. But really, everybody's tripping? Yeah. But that sucks. Yeah, I know. This is why people feel lonely and stuff. They're like, well, why am I on this planet? Like, this sucks. Yeah, because you got to realize that you and God are a majority. That's why. That's your lesson. On a certain level, man, there are very few beings that are 100% authentic. Like I said, you can't find them. You got to go out into the Himalaya mountains and caves to find them. The ones that are usually in the public eye, there's some guile there. You can tell by vibration. It's not a judgment. Some people say, oh, you're judging. I understand. You can tell. You can see it. Oh, the example that I wanted to give. So, look, there's a guy in this other town, and we had some conversations. He's okay. Intellect is more developed than, the intellect. When you develop the intellect too much, you lose balance. You gotta. That's why I like simple villagers. Why do I live in third world countries? Because I think they're first world countries. That's why. Their heart's more developed. They don't really know how to do much, like on a technological level, like the West. But man, they're just simple and open, and they're natural, generally speaking. They don't take a bunch of pills either. They're like, why would I take pills? I'm like, I know, that's what I'm saying. So, so, so I was talking, you know, I knew this guy a little bit. We'd have some deeper talks, but we got into it once about, he was talking about, they're into, you know, conspiracies and all that stuff, right? And he was talking about how some of these leaders, they drink the blood of people and kids, and they do all this stuff, sacrifice them and all that. I'm like, really? Like, really? He's like, yeah, man, that's what they do. I'm like, all right, how do you know, though? So then he gave a bunch of justification, rationalization. I said, okay, that's cool, but how do you know? How can you really know unless you're there watching it? Because society and so-called information and media, they're masters at manipulating and painting whatever picture they want to do. Go see that movie with Denzel Washington, The Debaters or something. That was really good. I wish I would have smoked everybody if I was in college. I wish I'd have done that. I didn't know they had such things. They have like debaters from the college that go and debate other colleges, and they give a topic and debate about it. A real good debater can win on either side, you see. And this is what society's mastered. They want you to believe this, they'll say this. If they wanted you to believe the opposite, they'll just turn it around. And they're so good at the way they present that package that, like, you're like, damn, maybe both are true. So this guy, I asked him, I said, how do you know, right, that these people are doing these sadistic things unless you're right there watching them? He says, because I was right there watching them. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good now. I want to hear how he justifies this one. And he did too. He justified it really good. He says, I projected myself there, man. I said, you mean you like remote viewed? You didn't just travel in your astral body. No, you projected from causal body and lived in real time. On that level, there's no time. Time's all happening at the same time, so you just pick which point you want to go to, and you go, and then it's like you're living it. He's like, yeah. I'm like, got it. All right, Mom. I'm gonna go to the river and yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I was done. That's the power. It's a great example of the power of imagination. There's many people with their alleged awakening and their bliss and their peace and their, you know, all that it's all coming from imagination. It's all coming from imagination. And that's how powerful it is. The guy, and he's not retarded. Like, he's smart. Like, you talk to him in person, and he's like, this dude's pretty cool. Like, you trust him, you know? But when it comes to certain things, you see how the imagination can, it's just like, yeah, I won't forget that. That's like amazing. So, did you get something from that? I don't know. So I'm doing a satsang group. Website's in the link. You can check that out, and let me know any questions you have, and we'll just keep going. All right, see you.